Okay, class, this morning we are going to try something, and I'm not sure if it will work, but we will try because I know most of you do not have the audio and video access on Cambridge LMS yet. Okay, I know that you're trying to get that. So today I have the audio on my computer and I'm going to try to play it in a moment and we can see if we can all hear it. Okay, I'm not sure if you'll be able to hear it or not. If you can hear the audio later, then we can do the practice activities together. But if we cannot hear it, then we'll just have to stop the class early and then you can go in Blackboard and I will put the audio file there. Okay. If you guys know, our textbook is called Prism 2 and it's a listening and speaking book. So it's important that you have the online access that will give you video and the audio for your book, okay? And then it has questions and things that you can answer there in your book. And then I also have the answer key that I posted in Blackboard in the lessons folder. So make sure you check there, check your answers in Blackboard, okay? And good morning to you, Alan. I see you joined us.
Yeah, teacher. Good morning.
Good morning. Alan, we have a new student. Her name is Norma, and
Hi,
she's
Norma.
from, let's see, can I remember, is it Michoacan?
Yeah.
Norma? Okay, good. I like saying that word, Michoacan. It's a cool name for a city or area. Okay, so let's get started with the book today. And it's okay if you don't have your book, because I was able to make a screenshot, get a screenshot of our textbook. Okay, so I've got this little cool PowerPoint presentation here. It's just a couple of slides, and we're going to go through this together. So I want to start with some vocabulary and pronunciation. Okay, so today we'll do vocabulary and pronunciation first. This is in your book on page 18, but I have a copy here on my PowerPoint to show you. And then after that, we'll try to do the listening and note-taking practice. Okay, so when you think about listening and speaking, you probably think, well, I want to be able to talk to coworkers at work. I want to be able to speak clearly and understand when people talk to me. That is very important, yes. But did you think about when you're in college classes, being able to understand your teacher and be able to take notes about what your teacher says so that you can get a good grade in the class? That is also a part of listening and speaking. So this class is designed to help you be more comfortable with listening and understanding, also with taking notes and preparing for college courses. And it's designed to help you be able to talk about something that you hear, okay? So we're doing a lot of things in this class, but it's kind of has an academic focus. The focus of the book is not really conversational, like talking with friends, you know, that type of speaking. We do a lot of that in our grammar class, okay? This class, we do have discussions that we will do, and we have topics and things to talk about, but it's a little bit more formal because this class is designed to help you be ready for college level classes when you're talking about the material in the textbook and things that the instructor wants you to know, okay? So I wanted to let you know that before we get started, and you will see when you get your textbook, the topics are kind of focused on academics. Our first chapter is about animals. The very first video that I want you to watch later this weekend is on page 16 and 17 of your book. And it's a video about chimpanzees and if they are smart or not. You guys know what a chimpanzee is. It's like a monkey. You know, you can see them at the zoo. And so it's a video about that. Okay. So today we're starting with page 18, vocabulary. All right. And at the very end of our course, I'll give you your homework. So here's page 18 of our book. We're preparing to listen. So before we listen, we want to kind of go over some vocabulary words, make sure we understand what they mean. If you have a piece of paper and a pencil, this will be a good time to write a few things down. You don't have to write the whole definition. You could just take a picture of this with your phone if you want to. And in just a moment, we're going to practice the vocabulary and put the words in a sentence. Okay? So let's start with pronunciation first. Okay? So everybody turn your microphone on. Everybody can turn your microphone on, and we're going to say these words out loud. Okay? Everybody ready?
Yes.
All right, so repeat after me. Abuse.
Abuse.
Everybody say abuse.
Abuse.
Okay, good. Conditions.
Conditions.
Okay, say it again. Conditions.
Condition.
Conditions.
Good. Okay. Next one, cruel.
Rule.
Cruel.
Cruel.
Rule.
Okay, good. It's not cruel, like you would say. Okay. Repeat after me. Issue.
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 Okay, it kind of sounds like tissue, right? Where you blow when you have a cold, but the SS is pronounced like a sh. Issue.
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 Good. Okay, repeat after me. Protect.
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 Okay, good. And the next one, suffer.
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 Good. Suffer.
Suffer.
Aha. Okay. And next one, survive.
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 Good. Okay. And then the last one, welfare.
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 Okay, good. Let's play a little game with these, okay? I'm going to point to a word, and then I'll call your name, and I want you to say the word, okay? So let's start. Alan.
Yes. Issue.
Good. Issue. Okay. Norma.
Protect.
Good. Okay. And let's see. Carolina.
Survive.
Okay. Good. Great. You all won. Okay. Who has a question about these? Any questions? Are there any words here that you've never seen before or you need some explanation about?
I never heard the welfare.
Welfare.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Welfare, when I think of welfare, I think of food stamps and CHIP. If you have kids or you know kids, Medicaid, CHIP, health care for kids, food stamps, all of those things are considered welfare, government welfare. So basically, this is when it's like assistance for people who need help, like maybe they're financially having problems and they need assistance. So we call that welfare. Like somebody might say, I'm on welfare. That means I'm receiving assistance from the government. Okay. Now it's someone's or something's health and happiness. So we could say a sentence like, at the end of her life. So basically, maybe my grandmother got really sick. She couldn't walk. She needed to have a nurse at her home with her. So her welfare declined. It's kind of like your health, your happiness, your like ability to have a good life. That's what welfare means, okay? It kind of has some different kind of meanings, but it's mostly related to health and your life. Okay?
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, good question. Anything else? Any other words here we need to talk about? Everybody good? Okay. So now we have kind of an idea about the words and what they mean. So take a picture of this or write it down. Hopefully you wrote something down. And we're going to the next page. And I'm going to give you guys 3 minutes together. You guys are going to talk together. And I want to see if you can answer these. Fill in the blanks, number 1 through 8. Okay, so we can do number 1 together, and then you guys are going to work as a group and finish this. Okay, number 1 says some people feel that seeing elephants in the circus is animal blank. So we're not really sure what word would go in this blank, but look at the next sentence. To be healthy, elephants need to live in the wild. Live in the wild means they're not in the zoo. They're not in a cage. Okay, they're out in the forest, in the jungle, that's what we mean by in the wild. Okay, so some people feel that using elephants in the circus is what? Which one of our words?
Cruel.
Abuse.
Abuse, I think.
Animal abuse. Okay, now you guys are picking up on the meaning, which is great. Okay, context of this sentence. Both of these words, cruel and abuse, both of them have kind of a negative meaning. And so that's good. How do we choose which one we need? We need to look at what we call the part of speech. Cruel is an adjective. Does anybody know what an adjective is? What does that mean?
A word that describe a noun.
Yes. So if I said tall, short, small, these are adjectives. They describe a thing. Like my brother is tall, I am short. We're describing people. So adjectives describe nouns, okay? And then the word abuse, that is a noun. So I could say words like child abuse. Okay, that means the abuse of a child, treating a child wrong. Okay, so abuse here is a noun, which means it's a thing, it's a concept. It's not a description. It's a thing. So let's go back to our sentence. It is animal blank. So animal is going to describe this, whatever this is. So we need to put a noun here. Okay, and which one is the noun?
Abuse.
Yeah, It's abuse. Okay? So if you have a piece of paper, you can just write number 1 is abuse. Okay? And so this is kind of tricky, I know, but what we have to do is look at the sentence structure. Like this number 2 has the word to, helps to, and this is next word has to be a verb. Think about how we use this, like helps to cook, helps to go, helps to drive. This, whatever this word is going to be an action word, a verb. Okay? So if you know a little bit about nouns, adjectives, verbs, it will help you do this. But that's why I want you guys to talk about it together. Okay? I'll give you about 3 minutes. I want you to see how many of these you can answer together. Okay? So I'm going to step away and go get a drink of water. You guys talk. All right? Okay?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. I think number 2 could be protect.
Mm,
Or
Or what do you
yeah.
think?
survive.
No, I think it's sorry. My knees. I think it is protect.
Oh no, yeah, but looking around the context, it also could be suffer.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's suffer. Yeah.
Hey guys, give me 1 second.
Yes.
Or it can be survive, I think.
Survive.
Yeah. Because it says danger and the meaning in survive
Yes,
is to
like
continue to live.
yeah, uh-huh.
Okay, what about number 3?
Or cruel could be, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I think so too.
And number 4 it could be, I think, suffer or
Yes, suffer. Mm, the number 5.
Okay, I'm back. Which one are you guys on? Which number?
5.
Are you guys working on?
Yeah, we're working on number 5.
Oh, okay. Well, it's been about 3 minutes, so let's see what you have so far. Okay. Um, Norma, what did you guys think about number 2? Is Norma
Survive
there?
is yeah, I think survive. Well, we think
Okay, survive, number 2. Well, survive is a verb, but let's go back.
Teacher, it can be protect, right? I don't know.
Yeah, it's gonna be protect. The animal organization helps protect animals. Okay, because survive, Alan, survive is a verb. We cannot have a noun after it. Like, for example, I cannot say, I survive me, or, you know, I survive food, or food survives me. We can't use survive with what we call an object after it, but the word protect, we can. I can say, I protect my kids. He protects me. So we can put people or things after the word protect. All right? So that's a little sentence structure help there. And Norma, no problem. I see your message. It's okay to take time to deal with kids. That's just part of doing an online class. All right, so take your time. Okay, so number 2 is protect. To protect animals that are in danger. The animals need to survive. The organization helps to protect animals, okay? Those are ways that we can use both of the words. Let's go to number 3. And Carolina, what did you guys put for this?
True.
Cruel. Okay, yeah, this is the adjective. Yeah, because we're describing the people. Yes, number 3 is cruel. So number 1 is abuse, number 2 is protect, 3 is cruel. Okay. Any questions about those 3?
No, teacher.
No.
Okay, looking good. Let's go to number 4. Norma, are you back? Do you have number 4? She's not back yet. Okay, that's okay. Alan, what did you put for number 4?
We think suffer.
Yes, number 4 is suffer. The animals suffer in zoos, okay? And you guys were working on number 5. I heard you when I came back. Conditions is correct. For
Yeah.
the conditions in the zoo are excellent. Okay? And number 6 is the word issue. The biggest issue for animal rights organization is the use of animals in experiments. Issue. Number 7 is, Alan, can you guess number 7?
Yeah, I'm going to read it. Sure. Continue to
Yeah, that's why I chose you. This one is survive. Survive means to
Okay.
continue. And notice right after, it just has a preposition in. It doesn't have a thing. Like we cannot say sharks continue to survive animals or continue to survive ocean. We can't say that. So survive is good here because we don't have a noun directly after it. We have what we call prepositional phrase here. So to live, survive is like to live. All right, and number 8. Anybody can you?
Welfare.
It needs to be a noun.
Can it
Protect.
be welfare?
Conditions?
We already used conditions for 5. So number 8 is, yeah, number 8 is welfare. The welfare of animals. Okay. Now let's do a quick discussion together. Number 1, what are some reasons in favor of using animals for work? So in favor of means that it's good, we agree. Okay, so think about animals used for work. When I think of that, I think of the guide dogs for the blind. Do you guys know what a guide dog is?
Yes.
No.
Okay, I'm going to show you if I can get to it. Mhm. Well, let's see how I can do. No, I'm going to have to take this off to show you. Sometimes these are some cute pictures here. Do you see these pictures? Can you see my screen with the dog?
Yes.
Okay, Norma or Carolina, I don't know which one of you asked. Do you know what a guide dog is? Can you see the picture?
Oh, yes, I can.
Yes, teacher.
Okay, good. This is a guide dog for the blind. So they help the person to not step into the road. They help the blind person walk because the blind person cannot see where they're going. So the dog is trained to protect the human. Okay, this is called a guide dog. So this dog is working right now, right? What are some other examples of animals that work?
Uh, I think in Mexico they use for like for the camp, like work in the camp.
They work in the camp.
Yes.
What do you mean by the camp?
Um.
Like when I think of camp, I think of a tent and a fire and you making s'mores and you're roasting marshmallows.
No. I don't know how to say it.
Are
It's
you
like
translating from Spanish? They work in
Like
the
to,
camp. What is it, Alan?
like agriculture is the word.
Oh,
No,
agriculture.
yes.
Oh, yeah. I know what you're talking about. Like a herding dog. All the sheep and the goats, right?
Yes.
Okay, good. That is called a herding dog. Herding.
Hear hearing? Hearing.
Yeah, Her. No, not kidding. I wish I had a board right here. You know what? Let me show you this. Don't you just love online classes? Everything is just okay. I'm going to show you the word I'm talking about. Herding. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, they are used to go out and they go and they bring all the sheep. They chase all the sheep or the goats together so the farmer or the rancher can keep all of the sheep together. Yes, that is a good example of a animal that's working. Okay, let's think of one. Anybody think? Okay, have you ever watched like maybe a movie or cops to show cops about the police officers? Have you seen those German shepherds that chase people?
Yes, teacher.
Yeah, we call them police dogs or canine dogs. These are working dogs. They go in, they find criminals. They can also sniff out drugs on the border. Some of you are from Mexico. If you've ever crossed the border, a lot of times they have those dogs that go around the cars and they're sniffing. They're looking for weapons or anything illegal, right?
Yes.
Those are working dogs, working animals, okay? So let's go back to the question. The question said, what what are some good reasons to have working animals? Is there anything good about having a working animal? Reasons in favor of. Alan, do you have any ideas on this one?
Yeah, like, well, if you thinking that kind of works, it's
Yeah,
good because I think dogs are able to work like in a natural way.
yes.
They're not changing their skills, the dog skills to work. They just prepared them and put them to
Mhm.
work. But well, if it's police, like in a border, we're able to see that they are not like abusing the animals. So
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
they're good.
Okay, that's a good point. So a reason of using animals for work is that the animals are doing their natural behavior, sniffing things, looking for things. Especially dogs. Dogs like to help people. They like to be around people. Having a guide dog for the blind, it might be something that the dog really enjoys and is natural for them, protecting people. So that's a good point. This is different from maybe putting animals in the circus, like an elephant that's in the circus, or a tiger that is in the circus and in a cage. So let's go to number 2. What are some reasons against using animals for work? This one is the negative sides of using animals for work. Carolina or Norma, can one of you give an example or a reason?
Um, because sometimes the animals are not in good conditions, like
Yeah,
it's not their habitat.
their habitat.
I think that the persons are not a good good person with the animals.
Yeah,
So in occasions uh, they have a bad uh, I don't know uh, they have bad person with the animal.
yeah. Yeah, I understand. You're saying that they abuse the animals.
Yes.
They treat the animals bad. They don't take care of the animals.
Yes,
Right.
and they can speak, they can anything. So the person
Right.
have used that.
Good. Those are excellent ideas, Carolina and Norma. Is so some reasons against using animals for work would be number one, the animals are put in a bad habitat or bad situation that's not healthy. And number two, the people don't take care of them well and they abuse them. Those are some reasons against using animals for work. Okay, good. All right, so why don't we do this next? We are going to try to listen to the audio part. The audio selection is going to be two people talking about using animals for work, okay? And this is what we call a debate. Has anybody heard of that word before, debate?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, Alan, you said it first. So what is a debate? What is that?
It's like when people discuss about a topic, like they say the positive and negative things about that topic, and some people is agree and some people is against the topic.
Exactly. So in a courthouse where they have the judge, you have the lawyers, there's a debate happening. It's got two sides, two opinions, and they're against each other, okay? So we're going to listen to a debate about using animals for work, okay? Now, in the debate, they talk about pros and they talk about cons. What does pros mean?
The abilities for the animals, they have a lot of abilities for a lot of things.
Okay, so but what is the definition of pros?
Like an advantage.
Yeah, an advantage, reasons in favor of something, or something that's positive, something that's good. Okay, that's called a pro. So, for example, if I say, okay, I have a car, I just bought a new car. What are the pros of having a car? Well, you can get to work quickly. You can get wherever you need to go faster. It's faster than taking the bus, right? That's a pro for having a car. All right, it's things that are good about it. Cons is the opposite. This is when you're giving reasons against. So what is a con of having a car? I just got a new car. So what's a con of that?
You're not going to save money with the car. You need
Right, exactly. Now you have to pay $300 every month, right, for the car.
yes.
And you have to pay for maintenance. You have to put gas in the car, oil change. Those are cons of having a car. Okay, so we've got these two sides of the debate for work. Okay, now let me see if I can pull this up where you guys can hear the audio. This is a test, okay? So I'm not sure if this is going to work. Let me see.
Hello and welcome.
Okay, can anybody hear that person talking?
Yes, teacher.
Yes.
Oh, wow, this is amazing. Alan, could you hear her? She said
Yes,
hello.
teacher.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. All right, so here's what I want you to do. On a piece of paper, I want you to get a pencil and paper, and I want you to take notes about what you hear. I just want to see what you can do with what you're listening. So I want you to think about maybe what's the main idea? What is the point, of what they're saying? And at the end, you're going to share your notes on the video screen. I want to see what you did, okay? So go ahead. Does everybody have pencil and paper?
Yes,
Yes.
teacher.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. So here we go. This is a 5-minute. So turn off your microphones. Yeah, everybody leave them off and let's listen. Here we go.
Hello and welcome. Today's debate is on using animals for work. The first animal that was domesticated by humans is the dog. Even now, Dogs are still used to protect our houses and keep us safe. Other domesticated animals used for food include sheep, cows, and goats. The first donkeys were used by humans approximately 6,000 years ago in Egypt. Horses were domesticated 5,000 years ago in Europe and Asia. All these animals have been used to help human beings survive, either by providing food or by working for us. Horses, camels, elephants, they have all helped humans explore their land and transport goods from one place to another. But is this fair? What about animal rights? To argue for this issue today, we have Amy Johnson, an animal rights activist and writer. To argue against the issue is Dr. Jacob Kurian. Dr. Kurian is a professor of zoology, which is the scientific study of animals, and a writer of several books on animal welfare. You both have 2 minutes to introduce your point of view. Ms. Johnson, would you like to begin?
Thank you for inviting me to this debate. It's well known that animals have worked side by side with humans for thousands of years. In fact, they helped us develop our civilization and helped humans survive. Animals like elephants and horses were used to build amazing structures, like the pyramids in Egypt. Yet their hard work and suffering are hardly ever recognized. For example, horses, camels, and elephants were used to transport armies and soldiers during wars, and many of these animals died in these wars. And there are other examples. Even now, dogs are used to pull sleds in cold climates, and elephants are used for logging. These animals work long hours and live in difficult conditions. However, they get very little reward. Humans just use them to their advantage. My main argument is that in the modern world, there is no longer any need to use animals for work. We have technology that can replace them. It's similar to using children to work in factories. 200 years ago, factory owners got rich by using children. Nowadays, people still get rich by using animals to do work for them. The problem is that the animals have no one to represent them and protect their rights. Even though animals work hard for us, they are often abandoned when they get sick or too old to work. They suffer. In short, I strongly believe that using animals for work is an old-fashioned and cruel practice.
Thank you, Ms. Johnson. Dr. Kurian, your introduction, please.
Thank you. It's true animals have helped our civilization develop. Camels and horses helped us carry goods across huge distances. Dogs helped us hunt and protect us from wild animals. Humans don't have the skills or strength to do these jobs. I want to argue that in many developing countries, poor people still need animals to survive. These are people who can't afford cars, house alarms, or expensive machines. Another point is that not all animal use is abuse. On the contrary, without humans, these domesticated animals would not have been able to survive. They need us to take care of them. There are many animal lovers around the world who work in animal shelters and help animals. There are laws that stop animal suffering. And people give a lot of money to animal charities and organizations that help save wildlife. At the same time, there are still millions of children in the world who don't get this kind of treatment. They go without food or clothing. I strongly believe that in a modern society, people often care more about animals than they do about poor people.
Thank you both for your arguments. Now, let's hear from our listeners.
Okay, so that a long recording. How do you guys feel about what you heard? Were you able to understand the two sides of the debate?
Yes.
Yes, teacher.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. So if you can turn your video on, or you can just talk about what you had. I've got my notes right here. Can you guys see my notes?
Yes.
Okay, so when I heard them say the word debate, so I put two sides, pros and cons, and then I started listing whatever I heard. Okay, but I did not use complete sentences because it takes too long if I'm trying to write a whole sentence. Okay, who wants to share their notes with the class? How did you take notes? Anybody want to share?
Okay. I'm listening that we can replace the animal for technology actually, and that the animals don't have any representative for them.
Okay, good.
So a lot of person abuse of this, and they is bad for them.
Okay, that's good. They don't have a representative. Okay, so that is um, reasons for not using animals for work. Those are all the negative sides, not using animals for work, right? And what about Dr. Kurian? What did you write on the side for Dr.
He said that they can help develop civilization
Mhm.
and infrastructure, or
Yeah.
and transport army to wars, and the dogs, for example, they can hunt something that people can't.
Right.
Yeah, but they don't have like reward or no one who represent them.
Right. And remember Dr. Kurian said it's not necessary to have dogs. It's not necessary. Or wait a second, wait, was that her? People give money. Oh, it's not all abuse. He said it's not all abuse. Yeah. Okay. So, and he said in some countries, technology is not there for the people. So the people need the animals to help them. Poor people need them. That's what Dr. Kurian said. Okay. So, Dr. Kurian believes that animals can be used for work. So when we want to summary, we can say Amy Johnson believes that using for animals for work is cruel, but Dr. Kurian believes that using animals for work is good for the animals and people. Okay, so that would be like a basic summary of what we heard. So when we're taking notes, we need to practice writing the main points, but not spending too much time writing a bunch of words, right? We have to just get the main points. So if you see the PowerPoint screen, I took this from your book on page 19. And so it gives you a little hint here about taking notes using a T chart, the cons and the pros. Okay. and I put it on the opposite side. Yeah, the cons, that means we're against using animals for work. That was Amy Johnson. And then the pros means it's good to use animals for work, and that was Dr. Kurian. Okay, so what I want you guys to do for the rest of this week is when you get your online access and when you get your book, I want you to go back and listen, and I want you to fill in the blanks here on the basically the summary of what each person said. Okay, this is on page 19. All right, any questions about this and about taking notes?
Teacher.
No, not me.
Okay, good. So this is kind of a little taste of how the book, what the book looks like and what we'll be doing in each chapter. So each chapter has a different topic, and there's a couple of different listening activities and then a video for each chapter. And our next video lesson, we're going to talk about some sentence structure, like how to talk about two sides of an issue. So we'll look at some words that we can use to help us do that, okay? So I think that's enough for today, guys. Any questions before we go?
No, teacher.
Okay. You guys are doing great. Keep working on getting your book, and this, and the homework is to complete pages 16 through 19 using the online CambridgeLMS.org web access. Okay, that's where your audio and video are. Remember to go, when you get online, go to the resources tab and to find the audio portion. Okay. And remember too that I give you a speaking opportunity in Blackboard for
Yes.
this week. Yeah, this week. It's an introduction video. So you click on the Go React assignment and you go in there and introduce yourself to the class. So you're going to record yourself speaking, and then I will go in later and give you comments on your speaking, but it's not for a grade, okay? It's just a practice. And that is it for today. I'd like to finish a little bit before 11. So if anybody has questions or you need extra help with something, I can stay here and help you. Like if you need me to take you to the website to show you how to sign up, I can do that. So our next class will be Wednesday. Today's Wednesday, right? Our next class will be Monday at 9:30.